Got the planes roaring, sun shining, not a single cloud in the sky. We are in sunny San Diego, December 11th, Thursday, 2025. Some 3 hours away, you'll find Los Angeles County. Also equally sunny, but not on some faithful days in 1969, as if you may have heard of the Manson family, which we will be covering today. That's where they took place at. A group active from 1967 to 1970. They were a cult led by Charles Manson, a man so desperate for fame and notoriety, clinging on to hopeless young individuals, often with the promise of love, fame of their own, desires, all culminating in the brutal killings of other people that were deemed famous at the time, such as Sharon Tate, producer Woj Frykowski, if that's how you say his name. I apologize to his family if that's not. And supermarket magnate Lino LaBianca and his wife, alongside many, many other people, Stephen Parent, Abigail Folger. The list goes on. Why would he do this? Well, I already told you. But just in case it wasn't enough, we have a documentary for you today. Manson Mania. Midnight Mania, if you would call it. Where we'll be covering the whole subject, the whole topic of the Manson family. Why it happened, where it happened, when it happened, the events. Sorry about the plane. We'll be covering all of that and more, much more. Also, we'll be having guest stars act out some of these scenes. Maybe not the exact scenes of that exact family, because I don't want to be sensitive to the families of the victims. So they'll be playing different people, but it'll give you a general idea of what transpired. I'm Rashad Robinson. This is Midnight Mania.
So who we have here is one madman, one Mr. Charles Manson, a maniac, if you will, a psychopath for sure, and one man that will lead the most dangerous family, probably not most dangerous, but a dangerous family for the next foreseeable couple years. This is a musician named Gary Hinman, who was also a PhD student who befriended several members of the Manson family. Mr. Gary had a nice life, but it all sadly came to an end as he was the first victim of the Manson family. He was tortured, abused for several days before being murdered, which would become a catalyst and a precursor to the many murders, well, a couple murders for the next couple days. What we want to show you guys next is definitely a graphic scene, but it was the first murders of the two biggest ones in this case, the Sharon Tate murders. I don't know what it's called. There's multiple murders, but yeah, your discretion is advised.
Go in there. Get up there.
First off, we see a nice, good time, and then the group breaks in. Down on their faces, you see he's trying to plead. She's pregnant. Oh no. And then it's just pure chaos unfolds. He tries to stop him. Oh no. Oh. Stop again. Oh no. The agony, the pain. Someone directing from behind the camera, I think. It's just pure horror. What we have next is found footage of what happened to one of the bodies after. Once again, viewer discretion is advised. And I look clean, you know I do.
Oh my gosh, what is he doing? Does he have a rope? What is he hanging?
I think he's hanging a body.
Sebring?
Yes, I think that's Sebring.
Stop him!
What you just saw there was them hanging the bodies now. Of course, not everything's completely accurate to how it was in real life because we can't show that for obvious reasons, but that is how it appeared with two bodies hanging on a white nylon rope. The police found that is our first piece of forensic evidence. The police did find the bodies as well as multiple others. Two of them belonging to Rose Frykowski and Abigail Folger outside. Whoa. Near outside. I think they're in the front lawn. Well, I think they were in the front lawn. And Stephen Parent being shot to death in a driveway. Yeah. Also, we're going to get into the next murder because I want to get these not out of the way, but I want to show these and tie in all the evidence after. And I want to see if you guys can maybe see some of the stuff that was left behind before I say it. I'm a classic. That was the wrong video. I'm sorry. Here are the LeBianca murders. We come into this scene seeing Mr. Jared Anthony and his wife Leslie Anthony already. Ooh. I was gonna say they were tied together, but one's dead. Oh, and there goes the second one. You know, we didn't count, but as many as 41 stab wounds were found on Mrs. Anthony and a carving that said war. That's a big clue for forensics. And yeah, she's just still going. Okay. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, interesting. And she's still going. Rise and death to pigs. By the way, that's also big forensic evidence that was found at the scene. And also, you know, if you're watching this, please consider giving your boy a follow. You know, especially if you like the documentary so far. You know, I like journalism too. I want to pursue that too. Maybe this will help a little bit. Thank you. And now that we got the scenes out the way, now we get to the real part of the project, the forensic evidence. Now, sadly, there's not really any recordings for these because this is more of an informational period. But don't worry, I'll try to keep you guys as entertained as possible. If any feedback in the future with other documentaries, please let me know. Thank you. Hey, you think they'll be mad if I do like Family Guy cutaways? Oh, well, we have a detective and the officers, you know, coming in, and this is where the drawing on the wall is discovered. Like I said, there were many carvings and drawings. Those all played a part in also connecting the murders together, really indicating that these are all, you know, murders of the same group. Speaking of forensic evidence, aside from, of course, testimonies themselves, because those were huge, we also had stuff like hair, the drawings, and even a revolver found at the house that was used in one of the murders. Of course, we didn't have budget to a revolver. I'm sorry, but all that stuff eventually tied in to taken back to a lab, being investigated and looked at, and all determined that it was from this family. I also feel like I really shouldn't leave it out, but some big parts of forensic evidence were the discarded bloody clothing found when a news crew retraced, you know, the steps of some of the events and found the clothing on some bloody clothing on the hillside of the Tate residence, as well as Tex Watson's fingerprints around the house. So yeah. And while there is some, I guess, somewhat sensitive scenes we already recorded, such as some of the murders, maybe they weren't 100% accurate, which that's going to happen. I'm a 17-year-old in high school. I didn't want to film any stand-ins for the confessions, but two big points are when Miss Susan Atkins was arrested on an unrelated charge and confessed to her involvement in the family, as well as the murders they were part of, as well as Linda K. I don't know her last name. I know her last name. I just don't know how to say it. But that is huge evidence as well that was used and implicating the family. So, yeah. You know, what really stands out to me in this case, in this whole ordeal, is the way they operate about going through these like different tasks of killing people, just some really crazy situations, crazy things. Oh, I got them. Yes. But the way they went about everything, just something that you don't see from normal people, something that you don't see from someone that's right in the head, which is where we get Charles Manson. You know, we described him a little bit in the introduction, but it's just a man that desired more than what was in his grasp, and seemingly couldn't take no for an answer. You know, if you don't know, he was also a musician who was rejected by the Beach Boys and plenty other figures. You know, so Charles Manson, the whole Manson family ordeal, crazy situation, crazy people as a general, and like in general, what do you know about this? That's what I'm saying. What do you know about the whole situation? Ready?
I know he found the most naive, misled people to join his cult. And then I also know that he showed the signs of being this type of person. Basically, since he was a damn child. Alright? And the last thing I know about Charles Manson is that his influence extends well past his crime. So basically, he still influences a lot of people today. Believe it or not, though they may not be out there killing people, he's one of those, I guess, cultural icons for that time frame.
Thank you.
Okay, so what do you think about all the murders and the events occurring to this?
Yeah, pretty traumatic experiences to have to direct and act out in particular. Yeah, a lot happened. You know, a lot of stuff that I don't think a lot of people know. Some people know the name, but they don't know exactly the events themselves, exactly what went into it. And in terms of forensic evidence, you know, not a lot left behind. Like, so it was very crucial that what was left behind was taken in and examined really taken in. But yeah, I really have to say it, you know. Yeah, very brutal.
Okay, and so what happened at the La Bianca house?
You know, with this taking place after the Tate murders, you know, this is where we start to see Charles Manson get a little bit more hands-on. You know, allegedly, I want to make sure I put that in everything, but allegedly he met up with the people that would be part of these murders, even going as far as driving some of them there, you know, providing some of the weapons, and going inside the house first, make sure they're tied up and whatnot. But, yeah, so they got in there, and let's just say by the end of it, Rosemary, you know, the wife of Lena LaBianca, was stabbed 41 times, allegedly, and Lena stabbed, I don't know exactly how many times, but he was also stabbed a lot, and there was some struggling, but yeah, and this is where we also get a little bit more forensic evidence, as, you know.
What are you writing?
We get a little bit, hold on. We get a little bit more forensic evidence as we see a little bit more, I would say, boastfulness. The carvings into the abdomen of Lena LaBianca, which read war. I believe there was a carving as well on his wife, but you know, that's something that we didn't want to incorporate into our scenes, as that was something I wasn't 100% sure about. I couldn't 100% verify, but you know, there's definitely a lot.
What did you write?
Well, that's one piece of forensic evidence that was actually crucial in finding out and like linking the murders, death to pigs, as if you saw the scene, which, if not, we'll show it again. That is what one of the quote followers wrote on the wall after.
And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the documentary. I know that some people may have a little bit more questions, and if so, I also made a paper for it, as required by my teacher. And I'm also going to include some of the behind the scenes, the original recordings and whatnot, and just overall how everything was. Thank you all for really watching. It was a lot of fun making this. Bye. There he goes. Okay.
I don't like it.
Okay. And then we get to meal carving. Nice carvature. 4, 5, 6. More aggression.
She gonna call me baby boo.
And cut.
Just a heads up, my project for AP Late, it's just going to be how to read AP test. So it's going to be really short. I'm just going to have to write like 5 sentences on how to decipher the test.
And cut.
That. Alright. Trap you dizzy 5 times. I had to get back. I'm switching the flow. I got it like that. Alright. I can't even do this one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna fun with this though. It's like what, 30? Alright. Alright.
Prada and Gucci don't go together. Louis and Dior, so I go wetter. He wear my drip, but I wear better. Kilani gang, I swear I go wetter, huh? Gang. On Google, I swear it for the promo. Gang, gang, gang.
Nice. Nice. That's usually the technique I'll use.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hang that body. Yeah. And. All right. So being part of the murders, what did y'all see in the Manson family?
What did we see in the Manson family?
Yeah.
Good show. They're a little twisted.
Okay.
For the love of the game.
Obviously, y'all don't agree with action.
This party's
Get down.
Wait, whoa. Whoa. Don't kill us all, man. She's crazy, man. She's crazy, man. Hold on.
All right, go after Noah. King, get up. Try to stop him. Brian, go stab her. Brian, stab her. Keep stabbing her. Neil, stab him. Keep stabbing him.
the agony.
Neil, piss on his body.
Is that good?
So I spent a few weeks before filming this. I really isolated myself from civilization, and I wanted to get into the mind of the character. So before this, I don't know, I was just already set in stone, what I wanted to do with this character and what I wanted to get out of it. And I got into the mind of a psychopath, like a maniac killer, and I might have killed a few people before this, but during this, it was very familiar. It felt like it was very familiar, and I just loved it. It was a lot. It changed my life. This film changed my life.
So being connected to the character, what do you what is the mind of a criminal like? What is the mind of a cult follower like?
I just feel like there's only one up above, and you just gotta, whatever needs to be done just needs to be done. That's how I really enacted it. And they got in the way of like what we stood for. So we just had to kill them off. Like that's really it.
Okay, thank you.
Playing this character makes me feel like she's not a girl's girl, and I feel like she's just really into like following the man, because I feel like she was the only woman in this operation and she was killing another girl, she was killing another woman. But I think I could also tell that she grew up probably poor, because she said rise and death to pigs, and usually you call rich people pigs, and you know, coming from Lincoln, a poor community, I would call rich people pigs too.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're here with Neil. Now, as you see, he is portraying Cal Bundy, who is the stand-in for Tex Watson. Now, being part of such big murders, what is something that stands out to you about his character? Like about maybe the way he goes about them, what he does exactly, and his following of the cult?
I don't know. It's really trippy to play him out, because to get into the mindset like killing people for a race war, that's kind of astounding to me. And like trying to get into the mindset of this murderer, it's very uncomfortable for the most part. But it's also kind of cool to like sort of interpret how events went down.
All right, thank you.
Fuck my fucking tongue this way. Don't piss me off. PMO? No.
Hey.
Rise and shine. To the pigs?
2 pigs. Is that a P or a D?
D.